cameras on. And it's 6 o'clock.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, so call order the meeting order. 6 o'clock. Roll call first. Frank Alanis.
Here.
First, who's here for Scott?
Chris Lilly is here for Scott.
Okay.
Bunny Mike Scott for Tim Bottle.
John Pettis, I'm here, chief.
Brian Steppel in for Heston.
Okay. That's just that. Okay, let's do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The consent agenda is the first one. Approve of the minutes of the meeting of September 19th, 2019.
Move to approve. I'll second.
Oh, sorry, wrong one. October 17th, yes, my bad.
Move to approve.
A motion to approve, and a second.
I'll second.
Second to approve. Okay,
I just have one question on the minutes.
And it's the motion carries.
motion carries.
Okay. On that annual emergency services plan approval, did that go to the council?
Yes, it did go through the police department. Chief, and it was approved.
By the council?
Yes.
Oh. So okay. Is that gonna be posted somewhere that we could
I
pull
can
up?
send you, well, I haven't done the minutes. I have the legal statements already posted online.
Okay,
That tells you, like, right now, I can give you a copy of it.
okay. Apologize for interruption.
It's okay.
Just that's a big step forward for us. I wanted to make sure that we shared that with our chain of command.
Yes, it has been approved.
Thank you.
So, go to new business. Item A, discussion of quarterly drill. I wasn't there on this past drill.
You missed all the excitement.
I did, I heard that all the
So
time.
this is part of
So there's two handouts. The first one is the third quarter drill. This was a refrigerant drill that happened on September 20th. There's a brief drill summary. A few actions came out of it. The first action was future drills, discussion about aborting it if we get calls and how that works, so that we don't interrupt your team from being able to respond to real emergencies.
Yep.
And then coaching one of our contractors on what the alarms indicate here on site. So that's the first handout, so that's for the minutes.
This one right here?
Yes, and so that's the second one.
So this one.
On the resolution letterhead, on November 13th, we had another drill that we initiated from our corporate location. We had people come in to observe and monitor us. It was a joint exercise with yourself, and also Native Air Helicopter was involved. We had I'm just going to read the letter. Escalating underground scenario designed to test our mine rescue team, our emergency response team, and more broadly our interaction with the town of Superior Fire Department. While we perform these types of drills often, it's not always that we can test a wider group of people, including our management structure.
Yeah.
We do quite a bit of drills that test you and the way we interact with you, but we don't test how our management team interacts with other agencies outside of the town of Superior. So this was a good test for us. Quite a few learnings that came out of it. I think normally the big learning, which is the reason you have the letter in front of you, is that a few days after that test, the Arizona State Mine Inspector called and asked about an injury that we had that involved a life flight helicopter, or the Native Air helicopter. And we said, well, we did have them land on site, but it was a drill, and so they asked if they could be informed going into the future, which is what this letter is designed for.
Okay, but AMSHA needs to know.
Well, they don't need to know, both MSHA and Arizona State Mine Inspector, but they just asked as a courtesy if we would inform them, and then let them decide whether they want to observe or be involved in any capacity.
Okay, well, that makes sense. That works.
So we tagged along, I know we tagged along to that drill, and we had the opportunity to use our radios, and it worked really well as far as communicating with the fire department, with dual band. So,
Okay, great.
so that worked out really well for us, and it just, presence, and hopefully in the future, maybe we can start doing a little bit more as far as these drills go.
Oh, that's fine, yeah. How many radios do you have with the dual band?
Right now I got one, I got 3 on order, and then I just secured another grant, so I'll have another 4 here too soon.
Okay, no, that works great.
So, yeah, we're trying to do our best for that.
So, to go on, Chief, we would like this to satisfy our Q4 drill requirements,
Okay.
since it occurred November 13th.
Yes.
We didn't specifically design it that way, but we involved a number of agencies in order to take advantage of that opportunity, so apologize for interrupting you.
No, no, done.
No, that works. There was a lot of agencies involved in that one. So that works out great.
So the Q1 for 2020 drill, we don't have an idea yet what we want to do. We have a few opportunities with our reclamation work. We have a crusher in a remote location that has some exposed areas where we can get entanglement crushing opportunities and use that as a scenario. And we're thinking that that might be something that we want to run with our Avenetto, which is one of our contractors out there, which is one of the local suppliers that we do business with.
Yeah, I like to see one down here on this side. We can talk about that. but-
That would be in a remote area which would require your equipment to get back into those remote areas. So that would be, and there's quite a few roads and navigations, we'd have to have escorts. It's a new way of thinking on the test, so we're thinking that through and exactly what that might look like in order to have a proper scope. So even when we have escorts for yourself or for the police, it'll get complicated because we need to have more than one escort for more than one piece of equipment that can arrive at different times.
Yes, that's very true.
We've not planned for that, we've not tested that, so that would be a new thought. And it might even involve a secondary gate that we haven't been accustomed to using, the lone tree gate.
Okay. So that'd be like an upcoming drill then?
Yeah, Q1 of 2020. I'm sorry, I jumped in on the agenda. That was
Oh,
number-
that's okay, that was number 2, we discussed the drill. So you just want number 2, that's okay. So that, real quick, the Q1 2020, that has to happen between January and March? For the first 3 months in that area?
We're looking at January sometime, but we want to make sure that it's not a time when we have rain or snow on the ground, that you would not be able to navigate through those roads.
Oh, yeah.
So should we test the system in those kind of muddy conditions? I don't know. We really need to think that through a little bit. Right today, those roads are impassable, so we just shut down.
Can you get through ones real quick? Can you get through them with heavy equipment?
Say again?
Can you get through those roads with heavy equipment?
I don't believe so. We would have to use a loader, I think.
Yeah.
Our light vehicles will get stuck. So that, I'm not sure we want to place ourselves into something where we might fail and get your equipment stuck.
I think we need to do it when it's dry, so everything, we know how it is, and kind of plan for that. When it does get bad, we know how it is when it's dry, so I think it's kind of.
We've got about another year of work in those areas before that work will be complete. So we're gonna take advantage of that, now would be a good time
Okay.
in Q1.
Anything else on that one?
No, John?
Okay. Item B, discussion of NIMS, incident command, compliance for the whole town. This one I gave you guys is the one we had from a long time ago, I was never passed. And I got, what Florence gave me theirs, but theirs is more like I said, a command structure for talking on the radio. It wasn't really about training and all that other stuff. I didn't get back from the county, they gave nothing back from the county, so. I think you guys look over this. All I did was change some dates on it and see what you guys think of. To me, it's really, really in-depth. For us to have the manpower and time, it's gonna be the hardest part to do it, but it can be done. This might take some time. You know, some of the stuff on here is, this one, town manager, Todd Pryor is doing it, as the chief then. He looked into all this stuff. I just did some research, there's not a whole lot out there for me to pick from, but this is what I got.
Is there a requirement to update this annually, John?
Yes, but it says every year it was to update as needed, right? So this has been a long time ago. I need some different opinions from you guys, see what you think of it.
Do you have this on a Word document?
I can send it to you, I can send it to
That'd
you.
be great.
Yeah.
Then I can just put my comments on it and circulate it.
I can send it to you guys, whoever you want, whoever wants it, I can send it.
I think you can send it to everybody.
Yeah, that's fine. Give me a list, I'll get a list and send it everybody. But I can do
Or you
that
can
for
give
sure.
it to Todd and Todd will send it out.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm very excited that that other plan from last month was approved. It's a big step forward. So
Yep.
we can do this too, I think.
I think so, this right here, I think can be done, like I said, it's gonna be just time to get people there and the right time to do it.
How does this fit with the police department? Is this a document that the police department follows as well, or is this only?
I don't know, this is, I don't know.
You know, the whole NIST thing, we have a small role in all that. It's kind of been a new thing for us over the last several years as far as NIST training and getting those certifications. But it would basically be when we have a large natural disaster, that's when we send our command centers up and all the key players come into place. But this will be new to us too, as far as how we're gonna fit this in and get this going.
Since this is a town of Superior NIMS compliance policy, should this also have both of your agencies on there?
I'll figure it would, but like, I'll have to talk to the chief and
Okay.
get his thoughts on it.
Yeah, no, if you can circulate the document, I'll start researching it from the police side of it and see where it comes in. I'm pretty sure, actually, I'm positive, there is a role for us.
I think so,
don't know how
yes.
big it is, but, you know, this is all new to me, a lot of this new stuff.
I did, if I can interject it, this was mostly for a fire department.
Yeah,
And then they incorporated PD, that's why now also too on radios, we do plain talk, we don't use 10 codes. So, cause that's when they integrated PD with, fire, cause fire doesn't use 10 codes. And the, PD does, so when they decided to put the PD and fire together, as a NIMS group, they changed the code, talking, to just plain talk. And I'm trying to remember, I think it was 2012 when they implemented it all together through the whole state, that we put PD and fire together for this.
yeah, and that's been a colossal failure, because law enforcement hasn't really been adapted to that.
Right.
Because, you know, a lot of the scenes for fire, and I'm not gonna speak for fire, but, you go to a traffic accident or whatever, it's stationary, where we're so fluid in what we do, so it's been very difficult for us to do that, and also the plain talk, the some people, they just like the codes because it's quick and efficient, we're just having a long conversation, and so it's been very difficult for us over the
Right.
years. These practices are out there, we are familiar with them, it's just, you know, a lot of agencies have been, they just rejected them or just flat out, you know,
Don't
they're
participate
fighting
in
it.
training them, pretty
It's
much.
very hard, yeah.
It is, this is a lot to do there, that's why I need you guys' opinion on it, what you think. But, we can incorporate something simple.
So
Yeah,
there's
change this, we can, so.
in the second bullet, or the first bullet on section 7 on the back page, that first bullet says the city of what?
Where we at?
The first bullet under 7.1?
City of, I don't know what that is.
That should read the town of Superior, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Should, yep. Standardized terminology, there it is. So I don't know what that meant, I'll find out.
And also, if I'm
Yeah,
not
that's what it's
mistaken, when they took down the smokestack, we tried to integrate
Yes.
like a NIMS,
NIMS, we
a
did.
NIMS,
We did, we had all the paperwork filed that day for our actual NIMS drill.
And we have to do that how often?
I think it's twice a year of that day.
a big one, yeah. And the time before that, I remember we had, I don't know which PSOs it was, and we incorporated it to be a NIMS, drill also.
Have you done any others? And
Just, did Richard start, what one did he do not too long ago? After the staff?
Yeah, it was
the
just
only year.
recently, which PSOs was it? This
It wasn't the
ones.
borough race, was it?
Well, maybe. That one was right before the rules. I can't remember what order they go in.
We had
Fiesta.
we had
It was the
fiestas.
Fiestas and then the burro, and that was it? Yeah, so one of those two, but I'm pretty
Richard
sure.
was getting the paperwork started, there's a lot to do on that, and I don't know if he completed it or not, but he was trying to get that so we can have a
To
second
do
Mr.
his,
Jones.
to do his names, yeah.
You know, I remember when I was in Casa Grande, the fire department would do these extensive NIMS coordinations of their paperwork, but none of it related to us, as far as the language and the requirements and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So we had a very difficult time with it compared to our operation plans. And we would submit our operation plans, it just wouldn't work with fire. You know, so I'm sure we're gonna have to find a common
We're gonna
ground.
have
Well, and it's not very different, pretty much you stick with what your knowledge and job is as far as when you do a planned event. You know, you're gonna do the policing and watch for the security or what, you know, the type of job that you guys do. And we pretty much look for all the risks as far as, you know, for EMS and fire dangers, stuff like that, so. You have,
That's the part that we will be on the same.
yeah, you'll get, you know, like the chiefs would be on the same, you know, one would be on one radio, but they would have the same same frequency, and you'd be talking with your guys, and he would be talking to, you know, our guys and stuff, so there's always gonna be a police and fire as number one. There's not just gonna be one. That way, the two agencies, or the two entities work well together, and they're able to talk to each other that way, and it flows better. And Captain Brennan is, because he is both, you know, police and fire, and he's a good organizer of this and command
Yes.
for it. So he would be one of the main persons to reach out to.
Just read this. So this is discussion only, and then next month, are we meeting next month?
I don't know, we meet next month.
We don't meet we have a break in December, so the next meeting will be in January.
So if he gives us 2 months to do a review.
Yeah, and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Email, I had sent it to Todd and sent it to everybody on the committee.
When I do these, I try to do that red line strikeout, you know, so you can see what I crossed out and what I added in, and if that's helpful.
That's fine, however you wanna do it. Chief, do you guys have our list? Oh, you guys do?
Did you get that right?
I saw it in my email, Hess sent it to me. So.
Chief.
So, move on to item C, discussion on possible approval of fire department capital expenditure items for 2019-2020.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve, second, anybody?
I'll second
Second motion to approve.
Did you have any questions?
Yeah, you guys have any questions on that?
No questions on that.
The headsets, the E632 headsets?
Yep.
That wasn't in the last month when we spoke about it.
It wasn't.
But Scott told me that he knew what this was, but I didn't have any idea, and we didn't actually have a chance to talk about it.
The headsets, we use them in our fire trucks to communicate when we're going anywhere. And they work great in the trucks, and we can talk to, make a plan before we get to the scene. And then we're getting one that if we go to a fire scene, the engineer will have a wireless one. So they're not trying to hold on to the radio, they actually be able to talk, hands-free, and able to listen. We have a set on one of our trucks right now, it's an older set, it works great, but we need a second set for a second.
How many are there headsets?
This right here, I believe, is 5,
5 sets?
I
Okay.
believe. One's a wireless, 4 are hardwired.
Okay, 4 hardwire and, okay. Okay. And the piercing nozzle is,
That's when we show them to the wall,
right
through the
Okay.
wall, yeah.
Good. So those are my only questions.
Okay, that's it. Rude. What's next?
So we have to take a vote on that?
Yeah.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries? Correct?
So it's Crystal, we made the motion, and Chief Hawley seconded it.
Yes.
Number 6, adjournment. Does somebody have to make a motion to adjourn?
That was Brian.
All motion.
Alright, second.
A second.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Told the wife I was gonna be home till 8 o'clock, so I had time to kill.
My wife is so excited.
All right, thank you.
Reporters. Just
You
kidding.
buy her a
Reporters.
gift? Surprise.
And we just had our anniversary last week, so
Oh, so she's good.
she's good.
God sent that to us a couple months